Hello, dear students of ninth standards, whatever the topic I teach at present, okay, some inside questions are here. The first question is that the mass per unit volume of a substance is called density. Okay, density, that means mass per unit volume, whatever the mass is there, and in denominator volume is written, so this term will be taken as unity. Okay, now arrange the following in order of increasing density, whether the air has more density with respect to exhaust from the chimneys. Okay, whether honey has the more or water has the more. So in such a way you will have to arrange these in order of increasing density. Means at first we have to write those which have minimum density. Correct? So according to its density we have to arrange these: air, exhaust from the chimneys, honey, water, chalk, cotton and iron. Correct? As we know that solid substance have more density with respect to water and gas, liquid or gas, we can tell. Now see, in this we see that gas will have the minimum density. That means air, exhaust from chimneys, we have to search at first. Okay, because these are gases. Now see here, in increasing order of arrangement of their densities will be, at first we have to write here air. Air is a mixture of several gases. Okay, as we know that air is a mixture of several gases, but in between air and exhaust from chimney will have more density with respect to air, because in the unit volume of exhaust gases from the chimney will have more particles with respect to air. So air has the least density with respect to exhaust from from chimney chimneys. Okay, chimneys. So that is why I have to written like this. Now next, gases. With respect to the gases we have done here, now we have to move on liquid state. In liquid state only water is here and honey is here. So at first water will be there because in unit volume of water, number of particles is less with respect to honey. Correct? Now we have to write here honey. Correct? Now see, the liquid state of the matter is already finished. Now we have to move on solid state of the matter. And this is left for you. Okay, you will have to decide according to the order of the increasing order. At last, iron will be there. Correct? At last, iron, because it is the hardest among the solid given here. Iron has the maximum density. Correct? Naturally, here chalk will be there. Okay, before that. And before that, which one? Cotton will be there. So in such a way, little children, just you will have to do this. Okay. The second question states, tabulate the difference in the characteristic of a state of matter. How can we tabulate it? So just we have to write states of matter. Okay. Against the answer you have to write states of matter. Right here solid state. Okay. Liquid state and gaseous state of the matter. And we have to distinguish like this, point wise. Okay. In first, we have to write the characteristics of states. Solid, intermolecular force. Intermolecular force. Molecular force is maximum. Okay. Intermolecular force. It is less with respect to with respect to solid, and less respect to solid, and greater with respect to gas. Okay, and in gas you have to write here, it is least. You have to write here least. Now second point, just we will have to write here intermolecular space, intermolecular force we have mentioned, space, molecular just I have written here, space. Okay, in case of solid is least. Okay, whatever the intermolecular force in case of gas, it is least, but here intermolecular space is least in case of solid. So in such a way you will have to write here. In third also we can mention here that its shape and volume are definite. Okay, we can tell here. Now in case of liquid, what we will have to write? Its shape is indefinite but volume is definite. Shape is indefinite. Okay, but volume is definite. Okay, just in such a way, in this case both are indefinite. Correct? Now see, according to these, just we will have to write the answer of the inside questions. Give reasons. A gas fills completely the vessel in which it is kept. Okay, because in case of gas, volume is indefinite. That is why it occupies the complete volume of the container or vessel. Correct? Now, next, a gas exerts pressure on the walls of the container. This shows that molecules of gas are randomly moving. Naturally, when it is moving, it will have some speed or velocity. That means it has kinetic energy, and due to its speed, it gives pressure on the walls of the container. So in such a way, you will have to write the answer. Try to find it. Few answers just I have done, and rest are left for you to do it. Now see, against, now see here, can matter change its state? Of course, matter can change its state by the external forces. Suppose temperature, we increase the temperature, we decrease the temperature, okay, we increase the pressure or decrease the pressure. If any external means, if the external factors affect the state of matter, naturally it can be changed. Now see, the next point is melting point. Correct? The melting point of a solid is an indication of the strength of force of attraction between its particles. Correct? When we melt a solid, when the solid, when the matter was in solid state, its molecules have minimum velocity because they are not movable in the state of solid. But when we heat it, it gets energy, heat energy, and its molecules become movable. That is why we can say that solid can be converted into liquid state or in gaseous state. Correct? As we know, dear students, as we know that maximum solids can be converted into liquid state when its temperature increases. There are few substances which directly converts into gaseous state, like that ammonium, chloride, okay, ammonium chloride, that can be converted directly into gaseous state from its solid state after heating, okay, and that process is called sublimation. Sublimation process is that process in which a matter in solid state can be directly converted into gaseous state without in the middle it is converted into liquid state. Now see, when the solid melts, its temperature remains the same. So, where does the heat energy go? Now, question stands before us. Against the answer, or to do this activity, to get the answer, we can do such type of activity. We must have observed during the experiment of melting that the temperature of the system does not change after the melting point is reached. Correct? When it starts melting, its temperature does not change. Do you know how can we define temperature? Temperature is the thermal condition of a body or of an object. Okay? Till all the ice melts. This happens even though we continue to heat the beaker, that is, we continue to supply heat. This heat gets used by in changing the state of overcoming the force of attraction between the particles. As this heat energy is absorbed by ice without showing any rise in temperature, it is considered that it gets hidden into the contents of the beaker and is known as the latent heat. Here the definition of latent heat is there. The word latent means hidden. Latent means hidden, छुपा हुआ. The amount of heat energy that is required to change 1 kg of a solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. Correct? So, particles of water at 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin have more energy as compared to particles in ash at the same temperature. The reason is stated here. Now, how can we, this topic reveals that how can we convert degree centigrade into Kelvin? If we have to convert degree centigrade of the temperature into Kelvin, just we have to add 273 into the degree Celsius and we will convert it into Kelvin. Okay. Now see here, this topic reveals that solid state of a matter can be changed into liquid state by heating. By heating, furthermore, that liquid state of the matter may be converted into gaseous state. Now, when we cool the gaseous state, it converts into liquid state, and when we will cool more and more, naturally that liquid state of the matter will convert into solid state of matter. Okay, now see. Can you define the latent heat of vaporization? The topic states us, previously we already have studied here latent heat and latent heat of fusion, correct? Now we study here latent heat of vaporization. Okay, so do it in the same way as we have defined the latent heat of fusion. Particles in a steam, that is water vapor at 373 Kelvin or 100 degree Celsius, have more energy than water at the same temperature. This is because particles in a steam have absorbed extra energy in the form of latent heat of vaporization. Okay, now see. Next, just we will have to do here. The next point is effect of change of pressure. How can the pressure affect the change of state of the matter? It is done here. See here. when when we when we increase the pressure, the solid state of the matter is converted into liquid state, and that process is called fusion. Correct? Now, when we increase the pressure, just it will be converted in the process of vaporization into gaseous state. Now, when gaseous state we increase the pressure by sublimation, it can be converted into solid state, and that solid state may be obtained from this side also by solidification. When liquid get converts into solid state, the process is called solidification. When gaseous state of matter get converted into liquid state of matter, the process is called condensation. Correct? And on the other hand, we can tell that in the reverse process, when liquid is converted into gaseous state, the process is called vaporization. Correct? In the same way, by this diagram, it becomes very, very clear that change of pressure can change the state of the matter. Correct? Now, evaporation. The next topic is evaporation. See here. Few questions, inside question before that, just I have to write here. Convert the following temperature to Celsius scale. Now see, just I am going to describe on the page. How can you solve this? See here. This question, inside question, the first question. It is, the temperature is given in Kelvin. Okay. Naturally, we have to subtract 273 from the given temperature in Kelvin, and we will get it into how much? In degrees Celsius. Okay, at once we will get it into degrees Celsius. Now, in such a way, we will have to write degrees Celsius. This is the answer. Okay. In the same way, you have to do this. Now, just I move on to question second. What is the physical state of water at 250 degrees Celsius? Okay. On which the 250 degrees Celsius, what will be the state, physical state of the water? Naturally, it will be in gaseous state because temperature is too much. Now see, at 100 degrees centigrade, how can we do at 100 degrees centigrade? What will be the state of the matter? Okay, physical state of water in this. Naturally, it gets converted into gaseous state because in this state it converts into gaseous state. This is the boiling point. As we know, this is the boiling point. Naturally, at the boiling point, water starts boiling. That is why we can tell that it is just to be converted into gaseous state. Correct? Now see, in third, for any substance, why does the temperature remain constant during the change of state? Okay, because during the change of state, temperature remains constant in any object, in any substance, because that temperature changes the motion of the particles of the substance. Correct? Now, what I write the answer against this, see here, you have to write any substance does not change its temperature. Any substance can, in any substance, when the temperature remain constant during the change of a state, because that temperature is being used by the particles of the matter to change its state. Okay. Now, fourth, suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gases. How can we liquefy the atmospheric gases? The process is written here. See here, in this activity, gaseous state can be converted into liquid state by the process of condensation. So in such a way, you will have to write the answer of any question. Correct? Now, evaporation. Now let us come to know evaporation. Okay? Now see, evaporation is that state, see here, phenomena of change of a liquid into vapor at any temperature below its boiling point is called evaporation. Correct? Below its boiling point. Then it is called evaporation. See here, I taught you at present. Okay, just I put here the concept regarding this. What is the physical state of water at 250? Here it is 100. Okay, now see. Factors affecting evaporation. What are the factors which affect the evaporation process in case of the matter? See, an increase of surface area. See here, evaporation, the rate of evaporation affects the state of the matter in such a way it increases the surface area, an increase of temperature, a decrease of humidity, and the next point is an increase in wind speed. So these are the factors which affect the evaporation. Now, in next point, how does evaporation cause cooling? In an open vessel, the liquid keeps on evaporating. The particles of liquid absorb energy from the surrounding to regain the energy lost during evaporation. This absorption of energy from the surroundings make the surroundings cold. Okay? Now, after a hot sunny day, people sprinkle water on the roof or open ground because the large latent heat of evaporation of water helps to cool the hot surface. When we put water on the hot surface, naturally it evaporates, or we can take that evaporation process of water happens. Whenever there will be evaporation, that place will be cool. Okay? Now, the question states here, why should we wear cotton clothes in summer? Because in summer, generally we perspire. Okay? Sweat is coming from our body. Okay? And when sweat is coming, in that very process, evaporation occurs. And whenever evaporation occurs, it leaves a cool on our body. And to do this process, cotton clothes help, because cotton clothes have pores in the particles of the cotton, between the particles of the cotton, correct? That is why during summer it is written that we perspire more because of the mechanism of our body, which keeps us cool. We know that during evaporation, the particles of the surface of the liquid gain energy from the surroundings or body surface and change into vapor. The heat energy equals to the latent heat of evaporation is absorbed from the body, leaving the body cool. Cotton, being a good absorber of water, helps in absorbing the sweat and exposing it to the atmosphere for easy evaporation. That is the suitable answer of the question. Now, dear students, see here, why do we see water droplets on the outer surface of the glass contained ice cold water. Now see, suppose in summer, in summer season, we take a tumbler and we fill chilled water into it. Okay, we must pour here chilled water. After some, and keep it on the table and sit there, okay, for some time. After some time, you will see that droplets of water is coming. We put the chilled water inside the tumbler, but at the outer surface of the tumbler, waters are coming in drops. Why? Because when we put the chilled water into it, okay, whatever the atmospheric air it comes, it its particles also become cool, and after cool it condenses. What the process exhibited here? Condensation. Okay, the condensation process is displayed here, and that is why when the particles of the air get condensed, and because air has humidity, or it the particles of the air is water molecules is already present in air, that water molecules get condensed, and after some time it appears as the drops of water on the outer surface of the tumbler. Now see here, it is written also, let us take some ice cold water in a tumbler. Soon we will see water droplets on the outer surface of the tumbler. The water vapor present in air on coming in contact with the cold glass of water loses energy. That means its temperature decreases and get converted to liquid state, which we see as water droplets in the on the outer surface of the tumbler. Correct? Now few questions, inside questions are here. The first, why does a desert cooler cool better on a hot dry day? If there is too much heat, then the desert cooler cools better when it cools in case of rainy season. Correct? This question has the meaning like this. You will have to find the answer from the top topic. Dear aspirants, the next topic in ninth standard in science, I describe you motion, which is in physics, which is one of the part in physics. Correct? So in such a way, we will have to do all the topics, and whatever the questions are present here, inside question C, like this, you will have to try to solve it very minutely after having seen my lecture. In this lecture, I give you the best concept, and later on also I will give you in each and every subject the best concept in your standard. Whenever you will learn, you should be peaceful and try to understand the topic taught by me. Okay, so just I finish this chapter, and next chapter just I will teach you motion, which is in the physics subject. Okay, thanks.